folks, another great tournament. The 2015 Trade-Wise Gibraltar Chess Festival being played in Gibraltar. Unbelievable scenery. Gibraltar is an amazing place, World-class players, one of the top-rated opens in the world. Karl Nakamura, Topalov, ex-world champion, Huey Fan, you name it, they're there. Oh, a whole lot of English players, you name it, they're all over the world. And they all come here to Gibraltar once a year for the Gibraltar Chess Festival 2015 from January 26th through February 15th, 2015. Don't miss any of these great games. Hi folks, John Cordisco back again. Well, another tournament. Another day, another tournament. Gibraltar Chess Congress. This is the Master section. It's a great tournament. It's one of the best open tournaments in the world. A few great good players, just to name a couple. Huey Fan, Women's World Champion. Karl Nakamura from the U.S. Topalov, former World Champion. And a whole slew of others. Anyway, this is a game from round one. A young lady, let's see if I can butcher her name a little bit. Vojinovic. Sounds Eastern European or Russian. She's rated 2300 against my buddy Karl Nakamura, 2776 rated. Let's get to it. It's going to be a Dutch. I'll just say Giovanna. That's her first name. It's a little easier to say. Giovanna's white. Nakamura is black. I got to tell you before we start, this is a really, really strange game. I saw a tweet on another website that Nakamura had that very strange. Let's get to it. C6, E3. Now Nakamura is known for doing some wild things, and it's 470 rating points between the two of them. Queen to B6, Knight D2. He takes the pawn. Rook B1. Now he didn't take the pawn on A2 this time, because after knight to C4 he's kind of hurting. So he went queen to C3. And this is where I think the young lady kind of misses it a little bit. We're on move 6, and she plays G4. And it's about 3/4 pawn advantage now for black. Now, black has moved his queen 1, 2, 3 times in 6 moves. Queen to A5, he moves it again. Interesting might have been F takes, Rook B3, Queen A5, Queen takes, Knight A6. That would have been interesting too. But after Queen A5, she takes the pawn, moves the queen again. H4. I got to give her credit. She's going for it. Queen A5. Moves the queen back. Knight comes out. G6. This is weirder than hell. Look at this position. None of black's minor pieces are moved yet. I'm not questioning Carl. He's a great player. Maybe he's just fooling around, experimenting a little bit. I really don't know. Bishop D3. D6. He finally moves center pawn. Queen to F3. Well, it looks overwhelming here, but I think black's really okay. And the computer agrees. Knight to D7. H5. Interesting might have been knight to F4. I kind of like that. It brings the piece closer to the black's king. Brings the other knight up. Now, believe it or not, at this point, at least according to the computer, it's a small advantage for black. Almost a half a pawn advantage. Pawn takes, pawn takes. Bishop takes, check. Moves the king. Bishop F4. It's over a point advantage now for black. It's really, really interesting here. Queen to G3 might have been a good alternative instead. After King to D8, Queen, King, then King C7. But after Bishop F4, King C7, Knight G5. Looks really bad for white here, or black, but he's really okay. Go figure. He's got a slight advantage too. Rook takes, Queen takes. Interesting might have been Bishop G4, Queen to G2, Rook takes, Queen takes. Comes out the same, but I like that Bishop right there. Rook takes, Queen takes, Bishop H6. Now, Hikaru has completely outfoxed her. I have to say, in all fairness, the young lady was just probably really nervous. I mean, she's playing Hikaru Nakamura, world-class player, in round 1. She's rated 2,300, which is no slouch. But for this, she's a little outclassed. Queen H4. Nakamura goes Bishop D7. Computer likes C4 here. Rook to B3. Bishop D3. And it's slowly edging up for black, believe it or not. Hikaru completely got out of the opening unscathed. In fact, he has a small advantage. Knight to D5. Here comes Naka's skills. I got to say, at this point, we're on move 19. Black just made the 19th move. And this poor young lady was in serious time trouble already. I remember watching the game on Gibraltar, I believe it's GibraltarChessCongress.com. It was live. And this poor thing was down probably to 20 minutes left and we're on move 19. She's got less than a minute to move. Now, Carl makes a move here that I'm a little surprised at. Or I should say the young lady I'm surprised at. Knight to E6. I don't know what that was for. I'm still trying to figure it out. After Bishop takes, Knight C3. And she's just getting pummeled now. It's over almost a 2.5 point advantage for black. Almost 3 points. What's she going to do? She has to go Rook to A1. All of a sudden, white is completely on the defensive and really has no counterplay that I can see. Queen to B4. Knight to F6 was a nice choice as well. Then after A3, Rook H8, and it's looking great for black. But after Queen to B4, she moved the king over. Knight takes. Knight takes H6. After Queen takes, Bishop takes, Queen to G5, and not as good for... Black has still got a nice advantage, but not as good. But after Knight to E2 takes A2, computer likes Knight to E4, and I do as well, get that knight nice and centralized. But she decides to go Rook to D1. And she's under tremendous time trouble. We're on move 24, and she had less than, I think it was like 3 or 4 minutes to make 16 moves. She had gone Knight to E4 after Queen to B2, Rook E1. It's still bad for black, but maybe it's survivable. But after Rook to D1, Knight to C3, she moves the Rook again to E1. Knight takes. A5 might have been more interesting, getting that pawn down there, but he took the bishop instead. Queen takes. Bishop to D7. Now black is fine. No worries. None. Queen to G7 is a nice choice, I think. But she goes F3. And bang, it goes up over 3.5 point advantage now. A5, here comes the pawn. King F2. A4. Queen G5. Rook H8. Wow, wow, wow. Queen to G3. Knight D5. He's just circling for the kill. Rook to D1. And I think they're getting a 30-second increment. And that's basically what she had. She had 2 seconds left every time she moved. So it switched over to 32. So she's out of time. C5. A3 probably would have been more accurate, but Bishop C4, well, when almost everything is winning. Knight C3. She moves the rook. And then B5. And that's the end. Poor young lady had a really promising opening. It's against Nakamura. Would he play this kind of Dutch against anybody else? Probably not. But like he said, I think he tweeted that this is what the fans want. They want exciting games. Give you an idea. After D takes, pawn takes, check, E takes. It's over. Anyway, folks, that's one of the games in the new tournament. The Gibraltar Chess Congress. This is the Masters section. It's a great tournament. What a beautiful location. Holy crow. Anyway, folks, that's one of the games from round 1. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very, very much, all my new subscribers. And I've got a ton of views in the last month. Very appreciative. And those of you that left comments to encourage me, thank you very much. It's really helpful. And as I always say, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.